Oh, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, that sounds way better. Oh, that's way better. Way better. Yeah, here we go. I could tell you one thing. Today will be a hell of a lot better than yesterday. I tell you that right now. MiSuNDERStoOd. Terrence Taylor. Terrence talks too much. International speaking and coaching. Day 25. 640. 651. 645. Action. Yo, today can't be like yesterday. That was fucking terrible. That was terrible. Yesterday was terrible. I give myself a score. I give myself a grade of D-. Not impressed with yesterday. Not impressed with yesterday whatsoever. You know what it is? I did not have to come downstairs immediately and start recording. Like I wasn't like timing myself. I mean, kind of, I did have a timer on, but yeah, I was just curious how quickly you could get down here, get into it and get started. But the truth is, speed ain't always the best option. I definitely could have given myself a little bit more AM time yesterday, just to get in the flow of feeling like a human that was awake. I think I just was too tired. I don't think I had woken up enough, and I was just not feeling it yesterday. So today, I do you one better. I do you one better today. Day 25. We about to get to it. MiSuNDERStoOd. I'm Terrence Taylor. I'm your host. Welcome back. Welcome. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good life, good all them things. All of them things. I'm glad you're here to listen to my blibber blabber today. My blibbity blabbity boobity boo. Yeah. It's a good morning. It's a good day. I am going to tell you about what I'm going to tell you about. Two things. I got to talk to you about my Bronco, my Ford Bronco, and I'm going to talk a little bit about editing and another versus structured versus creative. Structured editing versus creative editing. What do you mean? Stay tuned and you will find out. But before we get to all the juicy bits, housekeeping for today. There's no camera for today at all. I had a plan and I intend on delivering, and I was about this close to delivering. However, I took my brick setup down. I got another tripod. I had a tripod behind this chair. I swapped that out for the cheap one. Got the good one up here, and I'm going to put the head plus up there. This is the slidey clamp thing that goes, you put whatever you want to put on your tripod there, and then you clamp this, slide it in into the tripod, screw it in, locks. The head plus has a bit of a larger doohickey here. This is a bit smaller. This screws into the average thing. That head plus is a bit heavy duty, so it's just fatter, girthier. There's an adapter that I can screw onto this, make this a bit wider, and then screw it into that thing. Problem is, I spent about an hour this morning. I couldn't find it. I have it. It's somewhere in here. There's one bag, one travel pouch of equipment-y things. And I just cannot seem to find it. And that's where the piece I need for this is. So I tore that thing apart, ready to do it, and then couldn't find what I needed. And I was not putting it back together half-assed just for, no, I'll save myself the 6 gigs and the speed and editing for today. And when we hop off today, I'm gonna get back to it and try to resolve this oh so everlasting problem, this hurdle. This is it. That annoying fuck that just won't leave you alone. That's just like nagging at the side of you, like the fucking to fly. Like camera 4 is my fly, but I'm working on it. I ain't gonna kill it. Just shoo it along where it needs to be. I got an update from yesterday. We talked twice. Everything is printed. There's one final product. We've got some t-shirts with pockets on them. And the challenge of where to put the logo, how to put it there, what material to use. We have 4 shirts with pockets. We're going to try 4 different spots. We've got a logo that's going to go on top of the pocket, which essentially will lose the bottom half of the pocket. We got one we're going to put on the top seam of the pocket. We'll put one just above the seam. And I didn't really think I would like a logo on the other side of the pocket. I kind of wanted everything on one side. Calls me in the evening to go, listen, the 4th option, we're going to do it on the left chest. Switch it up, put it on the other side. I think you'll like it. We'll go from there. So this is the beauty of samples. You just do a bunch of shit, figure out what you like. And what I learned yesterday was I want to do the logo on the pocket the way that when the company sends the products to the way that the shirts with the pockets are and how the embroidery machine works, he can't actually embroider on the pocket seam without losing the pocket. What I found out was the company who makes the products can actually send the shirt and the pocket separately. And then they can print, do whatever they got to do on the pocket, and then they actually sew the pocket back on to the shirt. I was like, oh shit, that's kind of fly. So that actually is going to be the scheme. That's what we're going to do once we figure out like what it needs to look like, what all the final pieces are. But it was cool to know that they can take the pieces apart, do the parts they got to do, and put it back together, and I don't have to worry about nothing. By the sounds of it, the manufacturer will send the product to, will do what got to do, send it back to them, they sew it back on, and then they send it back to me. I don't know how much more that costs, what that looks like, but it can be done. So we'll see how we feel about where everything lands, how it looks, and word on the street is I should get a price for shipping today, which means it should get shipped out today, which means at the very least it should be here next week. It's only coming from Toronto. So we should be merched up next week before this whole thing wraps up. Ooh, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. We got merch coming. Merch coming soon. I was doing some editing yesterday. I've been back to editing with a fury. I will record, and then as soon as this is done, upload whatever I got to swing over. I have episode 17 already in Adobe sitting waiting for me right now. I uploaded it last night, got it all organized, so I literally need to just sit down and edit. I say that because once you record, it gets on a hard drive. You got mad folders. You got to organize the folders. And then once you have everything where it needs to be, then you actually have to put it in a timeline to edit it. So boom, you got the 4 cameras. You bring all those over. They all have sound on them, but there's no sound on them. So then you got to get the other audio file. You get the 4 camera files, and then you get the 4 audio files. But the camera files have no sound, but the audio sound is separate, and it's over here. So you got to drag the audio sound over here, sync that, and then you got to actually get the recorded microphone sound, bring that over, sync that in, align them. That's why you do the clapper, so you can find the sound easy. Boom, boom, they're synced. And then I got to cut back and forth. So that takes a bit of time. Sometimes the wave sounds like what audio looks like in a program. Sometimes one of them doesn't show up. It'll show like a green bar. Got to close the program, open it back up again, and then everything's ready. So, and the files are pretty large. So you load them in, and then they just take a bit of time to like situate themselves in the program. So it might actually take you 10 minutes from beginning to end to get everything where it needs to go. Yesterday, I was ready to do that edit and had the time, and it just was taking forever to upload everything while I was like ready to go. So last night before I went to bed, got all that loaded up and it's ready. I literally just walk over, click, edit, off we go. So I'm back at it morning and night. I just did 16 or 17 yesterday. 17. So if we keep this up, hopefully we'll catch up soon. But I'm getting there. It feels good. And yeah, can't get behind on the editing. That was a lesson. I was editing an episode talking about, I don't necessarily need to edit right now. That's not the most important thing. Truth is, don't let that shit back up. Don't let it pile up, especially now. It could pile up when you're intending on getting months in advance, but in this moment of trying to keep up and see what I got and get to the end, that shit was not cute at all. So we in catch up mode. It feels good. It feels great. I'm here for it. And that's that. I got an email yesterday that I wasn't expecting and don't know if I'm happy about. I saved $700. Not necessarily because I wanted to. Remember I told you about talkstoomuch.com through a third party. Somebody else bought it, jacked the price up. I buy it back, $500 US, which came to find out when they return your money, they return $500 US. If that price changed in the exchange rate, $30, like it did, doesn't matter. You lose your $30. So I was originally billed like $690 something and was refunded $660 something. Calling, they say they don't care. That's the exchange rate. So that's just a tidbit of information just for those. But I found out that, for whatever reason, whoever owned the domain couldn't transfer it or wouldn't, or something happened in the conversion and taking the domain from who had it to getting it where it needs to be. And they apologized, said, yeah, sometimes people buy some shit and maybe they don't own it, maybe they ain't got access to it, and sorry, here's your money back. So I don't actually know what to do now in terms of a domain. I've got talkstoomuch.ca. I don't love that just because it's a .ca. I'd love something .com that was a bit stronger. Talk Too Much ISC, International Speaking. Talk Too Much ISC. I don't know. Well, I got to come up with something. So I don't know what that is. After all this website nonsense this week, I'm just gonna leave the Talk Too Much website for another time. It seems to be that this is not the week for it. So there's mad other stuff to do. Terrence Talks Too Much exists, and at least there's something that says Talks Too Much and has information on what we do. So I'll deal with that when I deal with that. And in the meantime, I got mad other shit to be, overly concerned about. So that's that on that. That's housekeeping for today. House is clean, cleaned it up. Sweep it out. Got to do the garbage today too. I'll get to that after. All right, so what do we have? Bronco and structured versus creative editing. Do we talk professional or do we talk personal first? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, big P, little P. Let's go with the Bronco. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but you know how I get down. I got some good news yesterday. I got a text that I've been approved. Credit app was approved for the Bronco. Yay! Congratulations to me. Not that I was worried, but you just never know how shit goes. Not that my credit is bad. My credit's actually pretty good, and I've been doing a good job of improving it. Note to self, don't get lines of credit in your personal name. Going back to sole proprietor or corporation, I got a business credit card, and but my business was me. So when I maxed that line of credit out, or when you use over half of your line of credit, it kicks your fucking credit score in the dick. Didn't know that. So I had a bit more on a line of credit that I wanted to, but the business is me, not an LLC. So my line of credit actually impacted my personal credit, which I wasn't a fan of. My new line of credit doesn't do that. So I could dig into that shit all day and it doesn't bother me. So credit's cool. And you know when you're just like it's not complete. So you can't really get like the most excited about it because you don't even know if you can fully. And I haven't really been excited about this truck. I have been. There's moments where I'm hype about it. There's components of it that make me really excited about it. But just like in general, I haven't been like the most excited about it. I think some of that has to do with, one, I'm buying the car an hour away. So I haven't actually seen it. There's a version of the exact same car 12 minutes down the road. So I have seen it, but I haven't seen the one I'm purchasing. That's one. Two, I haven't met the people who are actually selling me the car. Buying a car via phone and text it's just not a personal experience. And buying cars is such a human personal experience. So that part has created a bit of a disconnect. And also it's a hefty financial commitment. And when you're not actually bringing money in, and then you decide you're going to commit to another bill that you're going to feel, you're not necessarily rushing to that. So there's almost this element of like, I didn't want to get it until some of the things fell into place, till I knew a bit more of my financial situation in the upcoming time. But one, I needed a car, and good luck finding one of these things. It's just a headache. Good luck buying a new car now, period. Also, did I want to buy it brand new off the lot? No. But did I look at the used cars? Of course. Am I paying damn near the same price for a used versus a new one? Yeah, I am. MSRP on a brand new 2023 and a used 21 with 20 kilometers on it is a difference of like $5,000. So just buy a new one. Which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. But I'm excited. I started to settle into a bit more excitement yesterday afternoon, evening. Felt a bit more real, like, oh, that truck is yours. You got to go get it. And I'm going to go get it today. It's a Friday. I'll have it for the weekend. Little man and I will go for a little cruise, and then I'll have it Sunday to just spend doing whatever I feel like doing. Just give myself a day and go for a drive, have a blast. I was thinking about what I like about it so much, and it's the top. It's the fucking convertible truck top that exists in like 5-6 different options. And I'm excited for summer. I'm excited to tow the top down, and drive. I never like really thought about doing that. So I'm cool. I'm real cool on that. I'm feeling like this whole new, and maybe that's a bit of what it is too. Like I know there's a whole new chapter of life en route. Like it's right there. I could see it. I've been gearing up in small ways to prepare myself for that time. Purchasing this vehicle is one. It's like my first adult car. It's like my first dad car. It's the biggest car I've ever purchased. I only ever drove four-door sedans. And yeah, it's big. It's manly. What does that mean? I feel like a dad in it. I feel like an adult, like a grown-up. I also feel like a kid who's playing with the trucks again. I see why people buy big-ass trucks as adults, because we play with big-ass trucks as 4-year-olds. Never fucking in a imagined year saw myself buying a Ford fucking Bronco. We could have literally sat here and named 100 cars, and that probably would not have popped up on the list at any moment. So, yeah, I'm settling into this realization of adultness and next phase and professionalism and finances and yeah, I'm a new evolved version of adult, if that makes sense, in thought and in words. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I'm accepting that. I'm leaning into that. I'm cool with it, and I'm just having a moment. Really, I probably won't really probably be excited till I'll see it or tell her at like getting in the car driving up there. So I'm just excited to pull the top down. I think I'm gonna get a lot of joy from this car. It's gonna force me to work my ass off because it should cost money, but I'm gonna get a lot of joy from it. I woke up again 5:30 this morning, up, went to bed last night, was like, I could stay up. Was like, nah, go to bed, get up, get to it. I actually thought about coming downstairs last night to edit like while I was like ready to just relax. So I'm feeling the pull to like, get to it, bro. Get to it. All this chilling you doing, get to it. So yeah, I'm here. I'm excited. I'm excited for what it brings. It's not just a car. It's a next step. It's a graduation. It's a level up. It's a treat. That's the other thing. Like, it's a treat. I work my fucking ass off, bruh. So I need something like this to bring me some happiness. So I'm down with that. I'm down. I'm excited. Hold on. Why is my Q, go upstairs? No. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. That means the little boy's awake. Why is he awake? It's 7:13 in the morning. Why is he awake? It's a good morning, though. Last but not least, structured versus creative editing. How did this get here? This got here because I was in my review stage yesterday, and I think it was 16 or 17, and I was talking about my creative process and my output and the times of day that I'm best at doing certain tasks. And I said a few times, like, I'm not really good at editing at night. I could be creative at night, but there's an element of the editing process that, like, don't ask me to do it at certain times of the day. Creativity and editing usually goes into a morning space. But I was thinking just about this process too, and how this editing process is not really, there's really no creativity involved in it at all at this point. It's a system now. It's cut it like this, these 4 cameras back to back, boom. When you say this here, this camera goes here. When you do this there, that goes there. Like, there's nothing. It's actually quite boring, to be honest, to edit these episodes. So I had a realization yesterday. I'm sitting here down, editing at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, saying, I thought I didn't like editing at night. I thought there was something about this process that I wasn't my best in these late hours. And that's a fucking lie. It's a lie. It's a whole lie. One, we could force ourselves into doing things that we need to do, whether they be ideal or not. So sure, I might not like doing this thing at this time, but if I sit down and I do it at this time enough times, I can create the ability to deliver in a space that's not my most ideal. But also there's bills and things got to get done. And I've really shaken off this I need to be in this ideal space to do specific work. I need to feel like this. It's all about, how rappers and shit smoke weed, do drugs, and then they have to get in a certain vibe to go and record and make the music how it comes out. It's like, one, that's a crutch, and it's a lame excuse. Like, if artists and creative people are gonna wait for the perfect moment, it's nonsense. It's garbage. It's lame. Sure, certain elements of creativity you gotta have, the stars have to align, but you need to just show up and do it. The more you show up and do it in the least ideal situations, the easier it becomes. The better you will perform in ideal situations. But this idea that the perfect storm must arrive in order for creativity to manifest at its peak, sure, but in most instances, that's not how it works. And I've really I've been really mindful of just do the work, 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 do the work. Just do it at any time. Don't give yourself an excuse as to why you can't do it. Just do it. So that got me thinking about, the time that I'm editing, what am I doing? The creativity element of it, of, telling a story. If I'm editing a testimonial video and I've got B-roll and sound effects and this and that and colors and text and that's creative. That I don't necessarily want to do at 9 p.m. But if you say, yo, here's what you got to do, cut back and forth, listen to this, go back. There's nothing that requires my creative brain. It's literally just tasks. It's just steps. It's the work that I can write down and give somebody else to do. So this structured editing versus this creative editing, I could have never imagined walking up to a company, getting to know them, interviewing them, and then giving that to somebody else for them to create the story. That would never happen in a million years. I had never written out the plan to do that because I felt so much of that was intuitive creativity. Truth is, it's not. It's what's the catchy hook at the beginning? What's the most powerful line at the end? All right, cool. Where are the introductions? Where does this, hi big guy, where does this go? How does that go after that? What is this? What is that? So, oh my man. Naked butt. You're up early, dude. Come here. It's good to see you. Good morning.
I got the A off.
The A for what? Let me see. I can't see.
The X is off.
I can't see it. Bring it. Oh, yes.
Under this.
Let me see. Oh, I see. Nice.
And the other ones are under the tool.
You did. I'm glad you did it.
And even this is in here.
Oh, that's a good place to put it too, so you don't lose it.
Where did you have it?
It was on top, and then on that red screw. It was right there.
It's not working.
See, I take the red screw off, put it back in.
Mommy teach me how to do that.
There you go. I am astonished that you're awake this early. It's 7:21, which means you've been up for like the last 15 minutes. You have good sleep?
Yes.
Oh, short. It's okay. We got a fun day planned today. I'll tell y'all.
Why can't you coming down here?
Because I'm trying to do my recording, and I don't want her tail smacking things and jumping around and getting too excited.
Chasing a ball?
Yeah, none of that. Can't have any of that.
Only outside.
Yeah.
I can't get this red screw in.
Okay, come here real quick.
Smooth it.
There. Come here, big guy. Come here. You need a screwdriver if you want to tighten it more. Come here. Atlas, please come here. Go. Thank you. Good morning. Can you take that? I'll be finished in like 5 minutes. Can you take that upstairs back to your room and take Q up with you? And I'll be finished and I'll come see you in a sec. Okay, but I need you to take it upstairs, please, bud. As soon as I'm finished, I'll come up. I did not expect you to be up this early. I thought you'd still be sleeping. Thought I had quite a bit more time. There. Yeah. If you take that upstairs, bud, I'll be finished in a few, and then I'll come see you. I'll come do what you need to do. Just give me a few minutes, okay? Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you being patient. I want my big hug and stuff, but I don't want to get all wrinkly and messed up. I'll come give you my big hugs in a little bit. Love you. Good morning. Have fun.
I don't want me to be down here.
Excuse me?
I don't want me to be down here.
Because you want to play and make noise, and it has to be quiet.
I'll be quiet.
Okay, we got to sit there. You got to be super quiet then. You can stay right there and be super quiet. I'll be there in a few minutes. You stay right there. Okay. Structured. Yeah. Okay, so. Construction at. Construction. Yeah. Construction. Okay, you're not being quiet right now, though. You have to be quiet, yeah. Can I say it in your bed? Upstairs? Construction in your bed? You want me to go in your room and say it? Okay, go upstairs, and I'll come upstairs in a few. Okay, you stay there and be quiet then. Yes, 4-year-olds and flow. It's back again. It's back again. Yeah, I'm starting to see the difference between the task and, one of the parallels I always make is I have a camera, and sure, my camera shoots stills. The tool is the camera, but it does so many different things. And so to understand how to use the tool in the way that works for you, or the way that maybe doesn't work for you, or is a bit more challenging for you, or you got to kind of shift your mind in order to engage with it in that way. So I kind of see it the same. Like, sure, I'm sitting down at Premiere Pro, editing, doing the same tasks, but the way I have to go about delivering that task as a creative person, and the way I have to go about delivering that task as someone who's just going through the steps of delivering whatever, like it's a system at this point. It's just a system. So yeah, my brain did some thinking, and I've actually been really, really enjoying this late night kind of just like task-based editing process. I see the next few nights of next week me editing mad more videos in the evening. Just knowing, all right, let me just sit down and do it. 30-minute episode, take 45 minutes, 50 minutes to edit. All right, fine, cool, bang, 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 boom, done. I've never been able to edit at such a pace before. It always felt like it took so much work that I had to set myself up to be able to do this. I had to wake up early in the morning with undistracted energy to be able to deliver on creative things. And I still believe that to be true, but the work that I'm doing now, it just doesn't have, that creative element doesn't exist. Once these episodes are done, we got to go back through and figure out the fun. What does the text look like? What do the intros look like? If we're going to censor something, what does that look like? What are the visual transitions? Like, now that it's a bit more of a creative thinking. You did, it's beautiful. More of a creative thinking process. But right now, I don't have that. And it's interesting. This is like the most boring editing process, but there's something about it that I'm actually really enjoying because it's not requiring so much of me to do. Usually if I sit down at Adobe Premiere Pro, I leave with like a complete energy zap, because what it requires of me is mind numbing, but not in this case. So yeah, come up with your plan and then understand your plan and then deliver on your plan, versus stepping into space, having a whole bunch of crayons and blank paper and going have at it. That's starting with scratch. Thinking process delivery is so much more difficult than follow steps A, B, C, and D. And I'm really, really happy that I've seen the difference, and can clearly differentiate when I'm here and when I'm there, and why I'm going there, and what this is. And yeah, just think about it. Think about the tools you use and the processes in which you go about using those tools, and how those tools and the processes may differ depending on the task. Because sure, it's a camera, sure, it's a computer, sure, it's software, sure, it's this, but it's woven together in a different way, that a reimagination and a re-examination of who you are in that space might actually make you a bit more productive and enjoy doing what it is you grew a bit away from the enjoyment of. Yes, my beautiful son. I gotta do my outro, and then I'll be done and we'll be finished. I'm being called to fatherhood. We got tools to build, and what else we got to do upstairs? We'll find out though. Yeah, deal. All right, I'm going to dad now. That was Broncos. Yay, congratulations to me. And editing, structured, creative, unstructured, structured. I'm done. And we got plastic we're playing with, apparently. We're playing with plastic? We're playing with plastic. I'm Terrence Taylor. This is MiSuNDERStoOd 2. This is a beautiful day. I gotta go. Clearly. Thanks, guy. Thanks for coming down. I'm all done now.
My daddy makes out. And his name is Terrence Taylor. And I took those pictures.